I can't give you specific prices or tell you how much to charge. And in this video, I'm going to tell you why. Hi, it's Karolyn. I'm a professional cake decorator, and on this channel, I share my tips and tricks and ways that I bake and decorate cakes to help you along your journey. So if you'd like to join me, hit the subscribe button and the bell so you can get notified whenever I release a new video. I have been getting asked so much lately, and this is why I'm making the video, how much should I be charging for my cake? Can I send you pictures? Can you tell me if I'm charging enough? And or people ask me after I post a picture, how much did you charge for this cake? And I don't ever share prices or give specific prices. And I'm going to talk about why in this video. And it can be frustrating, especially when you're first starting out, because you just want to be like, all right, well, I just want to know where should I be? And in this video, we're going to talk about how to come up with the right prices. So you have to remember that pricing is trial and error. It's not something that's rigid. It's always kind of moving around depending on many different factors, right? So what I say, I have a pricing video and I'm going to link that above and below or whatever. So you can check that out as well, where I go into a little more detail. But pricing is determined by a couple different factors. The area that you live in. If you live in a city, you may be able to charge more than if you live in a rural area. And I hate saying rural. Why are there so many R's in rural? But anyway, so depending on your location, depending on your skill level, are you able to make nice clean lines and have clean cakes, or are you just starting out and still a novice at this? And also the cost of supplies and ingredients and labor costs as well. So there's all those things that you need to factor in when you are thinking of how much to charge. So I go back years ago, maybe 20 years ago, right? When I first started and I was trying to think of how much to charge. Now, I remember seeing online someone who was doing this a lot longer than me posted a picture, and she said something like this was a $500 cake, and I was like, oh my gosh. Like, it made me feel some sort of way, because whatever the picture was that she posted, I knew that if I made that cake, I could probably only get $200 for it. And by seeing that price, it kind of made me feel like I'm not doing something right. She could have lived in a city. She was way more skilled than me. Her cake was a lot nicer than mine, although at the time I probably didn't want to admit it. But she was definitely more advanced than I was. And a lot of different things factor into the price. And also, I'll go the other way. I did see somebody post on their website, they used to have cakes and all the prices next to them. And I thought she was undercharging. And it was like $160 for a big 4-tier cake or something like that. And I was like, oh my gosh, like I can't believe that's all she's charging. But again, she may have been in a rural area or a place where you can't really get that much for the cakes. So that's why I don't like to share just specific prices, because so many factors go into determining the price. What I will recommend, and what I say to so many people, is find a picture of a cake. Doesn't matter if it's your design or someone else's design. Call or email a bunch of local bakeries and give them the same specs for the cake. Hi, I need a cake for May 5th for my sister's baby shower. I wanted to feed 30 servings and I want something like this. How much will it cost? And then you can just get an idea of what other people in the area are charging, and then adjust your price accordingly based on, some bakeries have overhead, they may have to charge more, or if your skill level is not up to par with them, you could charge a little less. If your skill level is above theirs, you can charge a little more. But it's all, and I know I keep saying it's trial and error, but it really is, because I've had cakes where I don't charge enough, and then I'm angry the whole time. And then I've had cakes where I've charged more, and I felt like, man, I really shouldn't have charged that much, because that was pretty easy to do. So it's constantly fluctuating. It's constantly something that you learn as you go. Now, I will say, when COVID first hit 2 years ago, I lowered my prices. My minimum was $200. I lowered it down to $100 because a lot of people were ordering small cakes or simple designs, or, you know, and I didn't want to have that higher minimum just when people were just ordering simple small cakes, right? But now as the price of ingredients have gone up, oh my gosh, the eggs that I get used to be like $7 or $8 for 90 of them, and now it's like 13. The sweet tax that I get that used to be $75 is now double the price. It's like $140. It's insane. So you need to definitely take into account the increase in the cost of supplies and ingredients as well. So me personally right now, my cakes are between $5 and $20 a serving, and my minimum order is $200. Now, when I first started out, they were between $2 and $4 a serving. Right? And even the sheet cakes that I used to make when I first started, they were like $25. So I did not start off charging this much. I gradually increased the prices as my skill level increased. But here's a few things that I will say when you are quoting somebody a price. Always give 2 or 3 options, okay? I like to give like a lower and a higher price, or a low, a medium, and a higher option, right? Let's just say, just for example, that somebody comes to you that they want a carnival or a circus theme cake, right? To feed 30 people. Okay, here are some options. And I'm just throwing numbers out there. I don't know what I would charge. I'm just throwing the numbers out there. Okay, for $100, I can do something with edible images on there. A really simple, clean design, doesn't have too much detail on it. For $200, if you want, I could start making some 2-dimensional fondant animals and add some fondant decorations. And for $300, I could do something really detailed and doing fondant candy and having a popcorn bucket and like all this stuff. So give them different tiers, basically different options, a low, a medium, and a high, and let them pick, right? And I found that has really worked out for me. When you give people a couple of options and let them choose, it puts the ball in their court, if you will. And it makes me think of Rachel and Friends. Ball? There's no ball. But I will say this, and this is very, very important. Be confident and firm in your pricing. Do not negotiate once you give the prices. Okay, that's why you give 3 different options, because you can have a low, a medium, and a high option, right? You ain't getting the high option for the low price. That's not how this works, right? Don't let somebody else run your business. You be firm in the price and be willing to walk away. If they don't like the prices that you give them, it's more important for you to stick to your guns than to lower the price just to get the sale and get the money. Because then you're going to be known as just haggle her or him a little bit, and he's going to come down in the price, because people will tell their friends that. So it is very important. Be confident and quote the price that you want to charge and stick to your guns. Now, I will also say this, and this is the yoga teacher in me coming out. I have a lot of people who say, you know, everybody here is just trying to lowball me and just telling me that they're not going to buy a cake unless they pay $50 for it. And you want to be like, okay, bye-bye. Go to Costco, go to Sam's Club, and go get your cake, because I'm not going to make it for $50. That's not what I was going to say. What I wanted to say is, the more you focus on that and the more that you say, well, all people do is lowball me. The people who want to buy from me don't want to pay. You're actually going to start attracting more of that to you, because that's your main focus. That's your main thought when it comes to this. You need to redirect your thoughts. Instead of saying, everybody wants to lowball me, nobody wants to pay my prices, you need to retrain your mind to start thinking, people value my cakes. People value my skill level. People want to pay my prices. And you have to keep repeating that in your head. And that's what's going to eventually start to happen. And it may sound crazy if you're not used to working with law of attraction or mindset exercises. However, I have done it and it works. I'm telling you. And it's hard sometimes when that's all you are getting, when you are getting everyone saying to you, no, I'm not paying anything more than $50. you have to just start saying, people value me, people want my cakes, people want to pay my prices. And that's a whole like law of attraction thing that you can look at other videos on the internet and everything, but your mindset is very important as well when you're going through this. So I'm sorry that I cannot just give you specific prices. I can't tell you how much I charge because it might not be what you were able to charge, or it might be a lot lower than you could charge and you'd be selling yourself short. Please keep that in mind. That's why I don't answer those questions when I get them, when I get those comments on my videos. I will now link this video so people can see it, but I just can't share prices like that just because it is so personal. I will say this to leave you guys with. If you are not getting turned down sometimes because of your pricing, then you probably are not charging enough. Right? And you think about it and it kind of makes sense. Like if everybody's like, oh yeah, like this is great. $100 for a 5-tier cake. Oh my gosh, she's wonderful. Guys, go to her. Go to him. You know, she's going to do it for super cheap. And you want, as much as it can sting a little bit, you want to sometimes get turned down because of your pricing. That just lets you know that you are doing this right. Now, you don't want to get turned down all the time. If nobody's ordering, then you know your prices are too high. If everyone's ordering, you know your prices are too low, right? So like I said, it's not rigid. It's just something that you have to play with and figure it out as you go along. And I don't have it all figured out, right? I still make the mistakes. I still undercharge, you know, like it just happens, but you just keep on going. So I think that's it. If you guys have any questions or comments, leave them below. And you can follow me on social media. I am on Instagram, Facebook, and I have my website. I will link everything below as well. And if you want to stick around, you can watch these videos next and hit the subscribe button and the bell if you haven't already. Please like this video if you liked it. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you guys. And remember, it's cake. Try to have some fun. I will see you on the next one. Bye.